Good, thank you. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you. Today, well, I wanted to do something interesting. During the month of Elul, Rosh Hashana, we read a special chapter in Tehillim that's called chapter 27, Perek Zayin. The truth is that the Ashkenazi, they have this custom to read this chapter during these days. Sephardim people, they read this chapter every day, all year long, after Tefillah. Meaning it has a lot of segula, this prayer, and very, very special. These days, so it's even special. So I would like to concentrate on this mizmor today. The reason that we say it during these days, it says, LaDavid Hashem Ori Vish'i. Hashem, King David says to Hashem, Hashem, you are my light and my salvation. Okay? And even there's a hint to Sukkot, Kitz Peneni Besukkot, it says, so we say it even during Sukkot, till Hoshana Rabbah. The truth is that we have to say it for 40 days. And whoever says this mizmor, this chapter during these days, so he's promised, that he's going to have long life and calm and easy and everything should be okay, and he's going to be innocent, he's going to win the trial, that Yom Adin, Day of Judgment, Rosh Hashana. And even if there's a bad decrees upon him, okay, these decrees will be nullified. And I have to say, it has a lot of power, this Perek Tehillim. And they take away, they remove all these prosecutors from him and all these accusations and everything. And so we say it for 40 days. Explains Harei Kadosh that on Rosh Chodesh Elul, Hashem hands us a rules. What is this rules? It says, Dodili va'ani lo haro'eh b'shoshanim. We say it in Shir HaShirim. And Elul, ani ledodi, vedodi li, right? Initials of Elul. Every rose usually have 13, it says leaves, but petals. And the Shoshana, the rose, represents the 13 attributes of mercy of Hashem. And during this month of Elul, okay, 13 channels, 13 tubes, 13 pipes of mercy are opening above us, okay, and these channels, okay, they grant us the ability to change, the ability to become new, okay, and so we take advantage of this. When are these channels open? Whenever we read this mizmor, whenever we read this chapter of Tehillim, this mizmor contains name of Hashem 13 times, okay? And so, like the rules that we mentioned, and every time we mention name of Hashem, another channel of mercy is opening up above us. So we have to take advantage of this. Again, as I said, this mercy are the ability to see a change, to do a change, to become new. King David is asking in this perek, in this chapter, Shivti bevet Hashem, Achat shalati Hashem. One thing I'm asking from Hashem, to see, to be in His presence, to be with Him the whole time, and lachazot benoam Hashem ulevaker beichalo. Whenever this wish of his is going to be fulfilled, he has everything. He doesn't need anything else. Just to be with Hashem, to feel the presence of Hashem the whole time. 40 days. What is this 40 days that we mentioned before? 40 days is usually a time of transaction. 40 days, they symbolize usually, okay, a new creation, something new that happens. Total renewal. We know that 40 days usually is reborn from the beginning. We have 40 se'ah in the mikvah, in the water of the mikvah. Okay, kosher mikvah contains 40 se'ah. And if you know that a Gentile wants to convert into Judaism, he needs to dip into this water, and then he becomes totally a different entity. He becomes spiritually a different creation. Okay? So 40 days is when it takes to the fetus, to the baby in the womb, to be completed. He is completed, for we know that even his gender, everything is during this first 40 days, and then only afterwards it just grows. The first 40 days determines everything, all the DNA, everything is there in the first 40 days. Our nation, Jewish nation, was created on Passover, but then he needed to grow. He needed to stay. We needed to be 40 years in the desert in order for us to become a Jewish nation and to get into Israel. We couldn't do it from slavery straight into Judaism. It first had to be through this transaction, these 40 days that we mentioned, 40 years that we mentioned. Hi. Now, Moshe Rabbeinu was 40 days and 40 nights in heaven. He didn't eat. He didn't drink. This is when he became an angel. This is when he was able to accept the Torah. Okay? And on the opposite, we have 40 days that it took. We had the flood that destroyed the world. Okay? The 40 is a transaction. Now, in Chodesh Elul and all this process of tshuva, okay, we are called to reborn, to start from the beginning, to restart, to go to square now one, and to change from one extreme to the other, to become different, to make a change. So let's start with LeDavid Hashem Ori Vishi. What does it mean, Ori, my light? Ori, we say, is Rosh Hashana. Why? What is this light that we're talking about? Rav Shach Zecher Tzadik Levracha explained it with what it says in the Gemara in Masechet Brachot. When Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai got sick, was about to die, his students came to visit him. And when they came to visit him, he started crying. They called him Ner Israel, the light of Israel, Amud Yemini, the pillar, the strongest pillar, Patish Chazak, the strongest hammer, meaning you are the greatest of all. Mipnei ma tamahu, why are you crying? He tells them, if I would go to blood and flesh, before blood and flesh king, a human being, and that today is here, tomorrow who knows where he is, God forbid he could die or something. And if, he says, if he gets angry at me, okay, so his anger is not forever. And even if he prisons me, I won't stay there forever. And even if he threatens to kill me, it's not going to be forever. And besides, I could bribe him, I could appease him, I could, and even though, if I will go next to this human being king, I would get frightened and I would cry. But now that I know that I go in front of the Almighty, Melech Malchei Malachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that if he's angry at me, God forbid, his anger is forever. He himself lives forever and ever and ever. If he jails me, prisons me, I'm going to stay there forever. If he kills me, God forbid, right, it's going to be eternal. And I cannot appease him, and I cannot bribe him. Besides, I have no way of knowing. There is two paths that leads, one to hell, right, and one to heaven, and I don't know where they're leading me to. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai was the greatest Talmid Chacham, the greatest rabbi. He used to live in the time of the Holy Temple. all his students, think about just his students, Rabbi Elazar ben Orkenos, which was the rabbi of Rabbi Akiva, so many other, whoever name that I will mention, they were all great people. He was the rabbi of all of them, and he was scared. He wasn't sure what's going to happen with him. We are standing now on Rosh Hashana, before a judgment also, and we are not so scared like he was scared, and he was the righteous of all. Now, in a different place, in Tanet Be'Eliyahu, Zuta, there is another different version that's written about this specific story. He would cry when his students came to him, and the students are asking him, why are you crying? And he says, my sons, why shouldn't I cry? They're judging me now, and me'irim et ma'asai, they light up all my deeds, vedanim oti aleim, and they judge me on them. מה זה me'irim et ma'asai? You have some green leaves. You want to check to make sure you don't have bugs in there, no worms, and no. How do you check it? You need to check it next to the strong light, sunlight, or some other strong light. You want to go carefully one by one and check each thing carefully. This is, he says, how they would check me in heaven. Yeah, they would check each thing that I did. Sometimes we do good things. What are your intentions? We don't know. Hashem knows what's inside our heart. What did he intend by doing this certain action? This light goes through, it penetrates, goes under, goes through our deepest places in our hearts, checks all our secrets, all whatever whatever we intended to do, and it brightens up every deed, to its fullest, whatever we meant it to be. And so this is LeDavid Hashem Ori. This is what it said, the light that is Hashem is checking each and everything that we do during Rosh Hashana, okay, during this day of judgment, in the light of truth. And if the day of death, this is how they do it, definitely also every Rosh Hashana, and so a person needs to prepare himself for this judgment. Look at how, I was thinking about this today, look how the nominees, how they prepare themselves to the election. Can they just come on the 4th of November, I believe, election day, and say, elect me? They prepare for so many months for this great day. They cannot just come and say, elect me. You have to work on it. This is what we have. Before Rosh Hashana, we have the whole month of Elul to prepare. We can't just come to a judgment day and say, okay, we're ready. We're not. So this is what we're doing during this month, getting ready, checking out our deeds, where we're wrong, where we're right. How can I improve myself? Last year I took upon myself certain things. Am I standing on it? Am I doing it? What else can I do to progress? How can I influence other people, or whatever. This chapter of Tehillim, King David used to say every time, whenever he used to go to the war, to the battle. So he used to try to give a chizuk to himself, strengthening his own heart and his soldiers, the people that he went with. And some say that he said it in the end of his days, whenever his people did not let him already go to the battle, so he would stay in the Beit HaMikdash, next to the presence of Hashem in the shul, and he would pray for them from there. And he said that with my prayers, with his prayers, he knew that they would win even more than he himself physically would be in the battle. So strong were his prayers. Rabbanit explains that in this perek of Tehillim, King David teaches us that the hashgacha of Hashem, the way that Hashem take care of us, the providence, Hashem's providence, okay, it depends how we are willing to cleave to Hashem, to get attached to Hashem, to devote to Him And this is very important. King David, you can see it through his through Tehillim, you can see it through his behavior. Hashem was with him all the time. Even when he was in his mother's womb, he would pray to Hashem. Bad days, easy days, calm days, happy days, always Hashem was in his prayers, in his mind, in his presence. He felt him all the time. And we know that it wasn't easy for him. He went through many, many tough days, King David. Here's a story that I read in the book that's called Nitzotzot, Sparks. True name, Shulamit Gifter, okay? When she was a little girl, when she was just born, they didn't see even that she had a problem. She looked normal, she looked healthy, she was fine. But some weeks after her mother gave birth, she saw that the girl does not develop the right way. Something wrong, she's too slow. And so she wasn't sure in the beginning. She waited a few more months, and this is when she saw that, it's really getting worse and it's not good. She took her to the doctors, they made all kind of tests, all kind of checks, and they notify her. They let her know that she's retarded. And it affects her body. She's very slow in emotions and in everything. Of course, the parents were devastated, they were upset and everything. Well, what could they do? They decided that they give a lot of love to their daughter. And this is how they raised her, with lots of love. When she turned 6, okay, they were fighting with the Board of Ed to put her into a regular school. They wanted to put her in a school that fits to her, but they didn't want, and they were stubborn, and they were trying, right? Okay, so they let them. She went to a regular class, and yes, academically she wasn't so good, but she was very popular. The girls liked her. She had a good heart. She had good qualities. She loved people. She was a happy person, and they loved her very much. So, okay, academically she wasn't so good, but she was very popular, and they liked her. This is how she went from year to year with all her friends. When it was time for her to go to high school, again the parents tried to fight this and that, and they just let her. They let her to go with all her other friends to the high school. She finished high school with them and everything. After they finished, they would usually go to a seminar and everything. She sees that her friends slowly, one by one, they get married. She wants to get married too. But there's no way. She cannot build a family, and the parents didn't know what to do. So they made all kind of phone calls, and they bumped into this chesed organization that marry off girls like her. Okay, they make a wedding. It's not to one girl. They take 10 girls. They take 6 girls. They just get married. There's no husband, but they wear wedding gown. They get prepared. They get excited. They buy them all kind of. They're feeling like brides, and this is what they want. These girls to feel like brides. So they set up a date for them, and they buy jewelry, and they buy the dress, and they run after the catering and after the flowers and after whatever, like a regular wedding. So time of the wedding, there's guests, the family are coming. There's a wedding. The wedding means the rabbi is there. He says some brachot. Somebody breaks a glass, but basically
chatan.
That's it. No chatan. They dance, they enjoy, they eat, and that's the end of this. Few weeks later, she gets the album from her wedding, and she's so excited. She goes from one member to the family to another, and she shows off, the wedding. Look at this, look at the picture, look at the people, look at this. So one day, one of her old aunts are coming, and she's going through the pictures, and she says, "Beautiful flowers you had, a beautiful gown you had. Where's the groom?"
Oh.
Where's the groom? When we ask where's the groom, what exactly we mean? Where is the most important thing? It's missing. What kind of wedding is that when there's no husband, when there's no groom? During the year, we have a lot of events. Baruch Hashem, we're busy with our children, we register them to school, to kindergartens, we go to orientation, we go to parent-teacher conference, we go to weddings, bar mitzvah, brit, we go unfortunately also to funerals, to memorial days, to sad occasions, right? So we do all kind of stuff. And in heaven, okay, they will ask us, well, where is the groom? Where's Hashem in your life? Where's the Almighty? We do things many times because we used to, because we have to, because of it. But where's the most important partner that sometimes we forget about him? Where's the guest of honor that we don't pay attention? That, especially people that are religious, okay, they keep Shabbat because they have to keep Shabbat. They keep kashrut because they have to keep kashrut. They go to this, they do all kind of mitzvot, they pray, but they do it because they used to. Where's the excitement? Where's the, So, King David was different. Hashem was next to him all the time. He prayed to him. He made him part of his life. The Malbim again, it tells, as I said before, that to cleave to Hashem, to be attached to Hashem, to make him a part of everything, to pray for him for every small thing. You don't find the parking, Hashem, please. You don't, something, the girl, your daughter is not behaving nicely, or your husband, or something. Constantly, Hashem is there, Hashem, please, Hashem. You always pray to him, right? When this is happening, this is the guarantee to the success of a person, says the Malbim. Because, and this will help him to cope with all kind of challenges, all kind of problems in life. This is what King David says. I want to be next to Hashem. I want to be with him all the time. I want to feel his presence all the time.
So whenever you feel it, this is the time.
What do you mean, whenever you feel it?
You feel him throughout the day.
You have to feel him.
You have to feel him.
Yeah,
right?
you have to...
in a bad day,
turn to him all the
anything,
time. Right. Turn to him all the time. You feel that he's running the show, not you. Many times we feel, okay, I'm in charge, I can do it. Yeah. Sometimes I send you, in the mornings I send you, this is God, I can manage all your problems, don't worry, count on me, I can do that, right? This is what we're supposed to feel. So, sometimes we have to clarify our mind. Why am I here? What does Hashem want from me? What is my purpose in life? What do I have to do here now? How am I supposed to think? And when you think about these things, well, so then your inner will and your outside behavior becomes the same. Sometimes in the end of tefillah we say, "Iyu l'ratzon imrei fi." Hashem, please accept imrei fi, whatever I say in my mouth. Ve'hegyon libi lefanai, also whatever I think in my heart, because not always it goes the same. And it says in Megillat Esther that when Queen Esther is supposed to go to the king and to risk her life and to talk to him, so she tells him, She'elati uvakashati. This is my request. We know that Mekubalim says this is the time for you to ask all your wishes, whatever you want to ask from Hashem. This is the time during the Megillah, when they read the Megillah, concentrate and think about it. She'elati uvakashati. A king is asking, what do you want? So what is your wish? And she's saying, this is what I want. So Queen Esther, it was very important for her. She was focusing on her wish. What was her wish? To save Am Yisrael. This is what she wanted. She could easily be diverted to millions of other things. Like she's a queen. She's supposed to look nice in front of the king. She in her mind she was focused and to the target. The target was to save Am Yisrael, and as she asks what she wants from the king, it was in her mouth and in her heart, it was the same. So the biggest enemy of the person is the confusion. He doesn't know what he wants. He wants to be religious, but he's scared. He wants to, and it's the opposite. So Um, um, Now we come to the second part of the Mizmor in the Tehillim, in this parak. In this second part, King David, we feel that there's some kind of a distance between him and Hashem. He says, Hashem, please don't hide your face from me. אל תסתר פניך ממני. And in here we see that the rabbis, when they speak about this Mizmor, they say, why we say during this time in Elul, Rosh Hashana, Yom Kippur? Because this parak of Tehillim represents what happened to Am Yisrael right after they made the sin of the golden calf. We were in the highest peak when we got the Torah. What happened right afterwards? Moshe is in heaven. Okay, by the time he comes back, they made the golden calf. And Hashem is so upset at them. Hashem tells Moshe, I want to destroy them. I don't care about them. They're so bad. And so they're in a distance now. What does Moshe asks from Hashem as he comes down? They say it's a et ratzon, it's a time that Hashem listens. Hashem wants to forgive. He tells Hashem in Shemot, he says, Hodieni nadrachecha, please teach me your ways. Tell me, how can I understand you? How can I come close to you? And this exactly what King David is asking here in this chapter. He says, Horeni Hashem drachecha, Hashem, please teach me your way, show me your way also. Same thing. The answer of Hashem is, Panai elechu v'anchoti lach. That represents whatever it says in this pasuk, et panecha Hashem avakesh, and he asking, Lecheni be'orach mishor, please lead me. Okay, tell me. This comparison to what happened, see, King David is saying, like, Ki avi ve'imi azavuni, I feel like an abandoned son, that his parents just left him. I don't have a father, I don't have a mother, I have just you. You're everything for me. This is what King David says to Hashem. And this was the situation of Am Yisrael right after the Chet. They were banished, they were distanced from Hashem, they were lost. And Moshe Rabbeinu is asking Hashem, how can we get again close to one another? Okay? And why did King David in this parak, why does he feel so distant? We know that he went through a lot of challenges. King Shaul was chasing after him for many years. For a long time he was chasing after him. But the rabbis here explain that the worst time of King David was when his own son, Avshalom, was rebellious against him and wanted to kill his own father.
How was that? That I never understood.
Well, they say that he's the son of Ma'acha. Ma'acha was the woman that he saw. We just read in Parshat Ki Tetzeh Lemilchama, and let's say he sees there a beautiful woman, and he's allowed to take her, but he'll have to take her home. He has to sit with her for 1 month and to check if she really wants to be with him, and see how she is, not in her beauty, how she appeared next to him in the battle, but also at home and everything. When they say when it's not coming from a pure feeling of love and everything, it's just a desire. So the children that comes from this relationship, they don't know what's love. So he doesn't, even though his father showers on him all the time, a lot of love, but he doesn't know how to love back. So they say, when somebody goes to a battle and takes Eshet Yifat Torah, it could be that the son is going to come from it is going to be Ben Soror Umereh, which is a violation that's written right after that in the Torah. So this Avshalom was a beautiful man. We know that he had very nice hair, and he felt too good about himself. He thought that he is capable of leading the nation, not less than King David, than his father, and he wanted to do it, and he went against. So at that time of his life, at that point of his life, when he's so low, when people even the nation didn't know what to do. They were confused. It says in the description that they were crying. They didn't know what to do. There's this time of Esther Panim. Esther Panim is when Hashem hides himself. He doesn't show himself what to do. And King David thought that this is a punishment for the fact that he took Bathsheba. He took Bathsheba, and he thought that this was the punishment for this deed that he did. And Natan HaNavi, the prophet Natan, came to him and he told him, Hineni makim alecha ra'a mibeitcha. It's not going to be good in your house. ולקחת את נשיך, ולקחתי את נשיך לעיניך. He's going to take your wife in front of you. ונתתי לרעך ושכב את נשיך לעין השמש הזאת. This person is going to take your wives and take them away from you and be with them. This is how the prophet says to Natan, and that's exactly what Avshalom did. And so, what happens when somebody makes a sin? A sin distances you from the source, from the good, from Hashem. Spiritually, by Esther Panim, by not seeing Hashem, not to be in the presence of Hashem, and physically by exile, he goes far away from Hashem. But when somebody repents, when somebody does tshuva, he gets closer to Hashem spiritually, like he says, King David, lir'ot betu Hashem, but physically, v'liot be'eretz hachaim. Let's see how a sin...
But physically what?
Physically, to be be'eretz hachaim. King David, he was far from the Holy Temple, far from Jerusalem, because he was chased away from there, and he wants to come close. There was this girl that used to fight with her mother all the time. Complains to her about everything, and not appreciating the mother at all, and doesn't agree with her on anything. A big clash. One day she decided that she wants to run away. And she ran away. A little girl, what she knows. She ran away. So she wanders in the streets. And then after a few hours of walking and walking and walking, she got tired. And she was very hungry too, very thirsty. She doesn't know what to do, where to turn. So she saw a restaurant. She gets into this restaurant. And she sits there because she's tired. She wanted a place to sit. She sits there. She wants to eat, but she cannot afford it. She doesn't have the money. So she doesn't know what to do. She sits there. So the owner was busy with the guest in the restaurant. When she saw some quiet time, she saw this girl sitting there. She comes to her and she offers her help. And the girl is, no, I'm okay, don't worry, I'm okay, I'm fine. And again she turns to her, can I help you with something? Something wrong, something this? I can give you something to drink? Okay, she says. She gives her something. She sees that she's hungry. She gives her a piece of cake. She sees that she's hungry. So she goes and she buys for her own money. She buys for her a meal. The girl is so thankful. Thank you so much. You're such a good woman. You're such a lady. You care about me. And so she sat there. She didn't have people over. And she sat next to her. Where are you coming from? Where are you going? What happened? She says, I had a fight with my mother. I don't get along with her. She's so not good. She's not this. And I'm so upset at her. She says, why? Your mother? I'm sure she cares for you. She says, look at you. You are a stranger, and you bought me this meal. My mother would not do such a thing. And she tells her daughter, and she tells this girl, I bought you a meal that's worth maybe $10. Your mother gives you so much more than that. All your life she keeps giving you and giving you and giving you and giving you. Don't think like that. She loves you, she cares. He started to explain her and to talk to her. This is when the girl understood a little bit what she said. When we get into this mode of complaining and negative, we don't see the good anymore. So happens when people, they make a sin, they distance themselves from Hashem, they go far away. What we have to do is just see the good and come back. That's what we have to do. Now I want to say something interesting. It says, in the parak, it says, Bezot ani boteach. Shivti b'vet Hashem kol v'chai. Bezot ani boteach. I trust the fact that Hashem is there. I trust Hashem. When else we have this form of saying bezot? It says in 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 the Torah, Bezot Yavo Aaron El HaKodesh. When is Aaron HaKohen, the high priest, HaKohen HaGadol, when does he come to the Holy of Holiest, to the Kodesh HaKodashim? Bezot, Yom Kippur. Okay, only Yom Kippur. He goes to this special, place.
Bezot in the place.
Bezot, inside the Kodesh HaKodashim. Bezot. Yeah. This is the reason that we say this Mizmor from Rosh Chodesh Elul till Yom Kippur. In Yud Zayin Tammuz, we know, go a little bit to the history. Okay, we got the Torah, Moshe went to heaven, he comes back, Yud Zayin Elul, golden calf. So we had the sin of the golden calf. And Israel were then got far away from Hashem, banished. Rosh Chodesh Elul, Moshe goes back again to heaven, to another 40 days, Yemei Ratzon, that in the end of these days, Hashem tells him, he got the Salachti Kidvarecha, Hashem gives him the Luchot, the second Luchot, and this is when he tells them that they need to do the Mishkan, and this is when Hashem taught them the 13 attributes of Chesed that we mentioned before, okay? And this Yom Kippur became a day of atonement forever, okay? So, for during these 40 days that Moshe is in heaven, what is he asking? What is he begging Hashem to? Lachazot b'noam Hashem, ulevaker b'echalo, whatever says King David over here, to accept the Torah a second time. And Hashem, listen to him, and explain exactly what to do with these 13 attributes of Chesed. And this is the essence of our job during these days. We ask Hashem, okay? We ask to get closer to Hashem, okay? And this is the